Welcome, students, to another great week. This is Sister Colton. I've had a cold this week and I have a very red nose, so I decided I will just do my voice today and let you just watch the screen. I just wanted to walk through some things this week. I know, like I said last week, there's a lot, so I suggest you just take it one piece at a time. You'll see here in my folder that we're doing lesson 1, Welcome to BYU Idaho this week. And if you notice, there's always a lesson 1 preview, a preview of this week's lesson. I think this is very helpful because as you scroll down, it'll tell you what the goals are for this week. So we're going to learn about the BYU Idaho learning model, and then it'll show you some things that we're going to also do with our language, learning how to construct questions and answer them, and apply this study skill. So we have the BYU Idaho mission statement, and then one thing I like is this lesson schedule. This shows me which activities I'm going to have due, and then if I need to learn more about that activity, I just click on that blue link. And so if you'll see, we have just the first 2 are your peer discussion appointment and your speaking partner appointment. You need to have that done by Saturday night at midnight, the 30th. And then or 11:59 at your local time. So make sure that you meet and talk with your peer and with your that you've been assigned and the speaking partner you've selected. The earlier in the week, the better, I have found, because there just tends to be a lot at the end of the week that's due. So things that are due Wednesday, you need to start your listening speaking log. So if you have, like I said, I would just suggest going through this and clicking on the actual assignment, and it will walk you through it. So if you have any questions, read through this first and then let me know if you have questions. If you feel like you're an intermediate level of English speaker, you could pick from these activities. If you think you're more advanced, you pick from these ones, and you follow that first step. You pick and complete one of these activities, and then you go to this log. You would just click there and it takes you to the log where you record your learning, and then so you'll need to do that 5 times. You need 5 log entries, and so you could do one of them for 5 days or pick different ones, and that's that assignment. And then another place that claims, so pre-gathering, they want you to get started on it because it takes 5 days, but it's not finally due until Saturday night. And then if I go back to that lesson preview, so that was under due Wednesday. It just means you need to start by Wednesday, or else you won't get the 5 days done. Apologize. So you have your topic introduction. It talks through the topic, and then your listening practice. So walk through that and the vocabulary words that you're learning, and watch videos. And then it goes, here's where the steps start. I have found that those steps are very mapped out and stepped out about academic honesty, reading that, watching the video, and then become familiar with the honor code. And then there's an open note quiz. So you can use the material notes and scriptures for this. However, remember this note, you cannot use help from your classmates, family members, or other sources. So anything that we get from our course that you can use, but nothing else. Review your notes and start. And remember this warning that don't look at the quiz questions until you're ready to take it, because if you exit out, it's going to submit. And you can take this quiz up to 2 times. It just averages your score. So then we also have the discussion board. You need to get your initial post done by Wednesday night. So that's last week we had till Saturday night. Now starting this week, it's how it's always going to be. You always need to have posted by Wednesday night and respond to 3 pairs by Saturday night. It's going to talk you through a study skill. Remember, we have that question mark, so it means that I'm going to have to submit something with this. So I'm going to look at this chart. It will walk through what you need to do, and you're going to view a presentation and then answer questions about it. And once again, you can take this quiz up to 2 times. Oftentimes you can take a quiz 2 times. You have your reading and writing practice. This helps you practice reading in English and then writing in English, which I think the writing in English is the hardest part. So you're going to read this article, and after you read it, you're going to hit start so you can answer questions about the article. And some, once again, some questions are close-ended, some are open-ended. However, with this one, you just take it once. You don't try to retake it twice, but this is different than some of the quizzes. You can save your work and finish later. Just make sure it's submitted by, if you look up here at the top, by Wednesday. It'll always tell you up here when it's due. So then we have scripture studies next. You're reading the scriptures, and I love that we're using the scriptures to help us learn English. So you read Mosiah 18, you use that vocabulary table to help you, and then you read it in your native language. And so once again, if you don't have a Book of Mormon in your native language, the missionaries can get one for you. And then you're going to open Mosiah 18 and you're going to listen to it in English, and then you're going to read it out loud in English. So I love the fact that you can read it in your native language, get some understanding of, so that it's a little more clear when you read it in English. And this one you can take up to 2 times. I'll always tell you right, usually in the last steps. And then I love that we learn a hymn. I love music, and I think singing songs and practicing music is a great way to increase our English. So it's going to be Thy Holy Word is the song. The hymn, you're going to learn verses 2 and 4. And this is the song that you'll always sing that hymn that week with your gathering on Thursday night. And it tells you up here that this one's due Wednesday at midnight. So you slow it down so you can sing or say the words slowly and practice the words, and then say them with the music without peeking at the words. And then you take a quiz. It says here, don't use any notes, books, or websites. Just answer from memory for this. But once again, you can take this quiz up to 2 times, and we'll get an average. Okay, I hope that's clear. And once again, if you have questions on these things, feel free to email me. Then we have, just in the gathering folder, tells you things to have ready for your gathering, and then your attendance report. You just mark if you attended or not. So you'd hit start and make sure that you indicate whether or not you attended, and that is due Saturday night. Then we have our post-gathering folder. The discussion board is also there because, like I said, the initial post, you have to just at least get that done Wednesday night, but 3 additional responses right here are due Saturday. And so read 3 peers, at least 3 peers' posts, and respond to them. I think that's about all that we need to talk to you about that. Then we have our application activity. This is always related to the content for that week. So you're going to watch a video about the honor code and think about academic honesty, read a summary, and then you're going to set a goal. As you see step 5, set one short-term goal in one of the principles that you can accomplish during next week's lesson. So that first week of May, you'll be working on that goal. And think about how you're going to benefit from working towards this goal. You'll click start so you can answer questions, and then answer questions about your goal. The vocabulary quiz is the other thing that's due Saturday by midnight. You write sentences using the vocabulary. And so once again on this one, this is one where you take it once, but you can save your work and finish it later. So you could work on a couple of the vocabulary words, save it, and come back to it. Just do it by Saturday night. And remember, we are starting by Wednesday night. You're supposed to start your listening speaking log, and by Saturday night you need to make sure it's submitted. You have a learning report that's always kind of the final thing you do at the end of the week. And once again, this is a place where it asks about your completion of the activities, and that's why this should be the last thing that you do. So once you think you have everything done for that week, submit your learning report. This gives me a chance to look and see how you're doing, and see your feedback. Once again, remember, if it asks a question about any of the activities you may have not done, just leave the box blank, and I'll know that it doesn't apply because you didn't do it. So I think that is enough for our 10-minute video. I apologize for the length, but like I said, as we are beginning, just trying to get to know how everything is laid out. One thing I just want to show you, my screen kind of cuts it off, but I guess I can move it up. If I hit Tools up here, I can go to Calendar, and from the calendar, you can kind of see and select your courses and see when things are due. Mine, because I don't have a test class set up, mine is not showing any assignments, but yours should show. And I'll try to get a fake student in here by next week to show you. But it would show what things were due when. So it should have a list of everything that would be due Wednesday night and everything due Saturday night. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you have a great week. I hope you don't get sick like my family has. We are finally feeling a little better, and finally I feel like I have a little more energy and don't have to carry tissues everywhere I go. So have a great week and email me with any questions. We'll talk to you later.